Hello, Jenn Lawlor here, and welcome to this brief video where I'm going to explain to you exactly how somatic emotional release helps you to resolve your mental and emotional blocks so that you can grow and resolve and evolve into your most joyful, authentic version of yourself. So I want to take a few moments to educate you on the methodology that I use in all of my guided healing meditations that I have here on YouTube, because it is really, really important for your conscious mind to be on board with the process, because we need your conscious mind to understand and be in alignment with the healing work that you're doing. This is because your conscious mind acts as a gatekeeper to your subconscious mind. So for you to have the most powerful, most transformative experience with the guided healing meditations, I will always do my best to make certain that you understand what you're doing and that it makes sense first to your conscious mind. So the process is really pretty simple. The core tenets of this deep healing methodology are that emotions are these energetically charged states that affect your entire being. They are here to inform and guide you. They need to be experienced consciously with openness in the body and mind through a process that I refer to as digestion. This kind of emotional digestion transforms the emotional energy into insights and personal growth. Remember from science, energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just transforms from one type of energy to another. And in this case, the emotional energy gets transformed into insights and understanding that fuels the process of personal growth. Stress inhibits the process of emotional digestion. When emotions are not digested due to various kinds of stress, they remain active in their original state, frozen in time and held in the body and mind. The suffering that so often occurs after a traumatic experience, whether that's a big trauma or a small trauma, comes from holding the undigested, highly activated emotional energy that is trapped in the body and mind. Emotional healing, the work that we're doing in these guided healing meditations, is about going back and digesting the undigested. When we're free of stuck, undigested emotional energy, we feel a deep sense of inner contentment and freedom. And we feel so much clarity having access to all the incredible information our emotional experiences have to offer. So now let's talk about how I use these tenets in the free guided healing meditations. So each meditation begins with me guiding you inward, helping you to make direct contact with whatever is present by way of sensations, gut feelings, and emotions, rather than the stories in your mind. I'm going to have you do this because undigested emotional energy, it's held in your body. So that's where we're going to go. It's really common for people to invalidate the content that's active within them, especially when it doesn't feel stereotypically emotional. Sadness may not feel like tears. Shame may not feel like being embarrassed. Instead, sadness might feel like your chest is being squeezed. Shame might feel like a gooey black sludge in your stomach. As you make direct contact with the somatic sensations in your physical body, I will be there guiding you to continue breathing and to approach your internal environment with curiosity. Consciously breathing and directing your attention with curiosity are the two essential ingredients for creating the absolutely ideal environment for emotional digestion. Remember the tenets. Emotions are digested when there's conscious awareness and openness. And stress inhibits emotional digestion. So now you may be wondering, what if stress, what if anxiety or intense fear or judgment comes up during one of the guided meditations? Should I avoid those emotions because they aren't open? And that is a really good question. And here's the thing. Emotions are just energy. Anxiety is just a name we've given to a bunch of sensations that inform us that our sympathetic nervous system is activated. If anxiety comes up during a guided meditation, you do exactly what you would if sadness comes up or feelings of, I don't want to be here, come up. You just approach the anxiety, the sensations of anxiety right now in the present moment in your body. Feel what the anxiety or the judgment or the shame feels like. Where is it in your body? Find it, track it, watch it move. Get really curious about it, because it's that conscious curiosity that creates the ideal environment for the emotional energy to digest and unpack the information and insights that is going to propel you toward personal growth. Once you've digested a fair bit of surface level emotion, I will help you activate deeper layers of the stuck emotion that we're working to resolve. So I want you to think of each guided meditation as an activation of an entire energized neural circuit that's been frozen in time for a really long time. At the core of this energized neural circuit is when it first got stuck. So think of it as a core, a center. The very first time you experienced a trauma, big or small, and you didn't have a grown-up there to hold you and be the conscious, curious, regulating one who provided the environment for emotional digestion to occur, and who also would have taught you how to be that presence for yourself. So at the core of that frozen neural circuit that's been buzzing with undigested, difficult emotional energy and holding on to so much golden information that could have guided and informed you all these years, at the core is a moment in time. A moment in time, likely when you were very young, when your emotional energy got stuck. And when you made a decision, a conclusion, an interpretation of your experience. This means I'm not good enough. This means no one loves me. Whatever it was. Before this moment, you were innocent. We need to return to this core, to this moment, in order to disrupt the entire firing of this neural circuitry. Because think of it. Every time after this core event, whenever something triggered that same wound, it just fired up the circuitry. All those synapses fired, driving the pattern of blockage deeper and deeper. And when we go to the center, to the core of the blockage, we disrupt everything. So, as you'll discover during the guided healing meditations, I will be guiding you back in time to the very first time you felt whatever stuck emotion we're working on in the session. And you don't need to sweat too much about whether you've got the right moment in time. Doesn't matter. We just trust the process. And once we're there, we simply provide all the ingredients that your little self needed way back when, which, of course, as you know by now, but I'm going to repeat it anyway because it's just so darn important. We give your little self what they didn't get. Someone to hold them while they cried. Someone who tells them that their feelings aren't wrong. Someone who is absolutely curious about what they're going through and who teaches them how to be with their strong emotions for however long it takes until the energy naturally, in its own time and with your help, transforms into positive insights that help them grow. This inner child work is about you completing what was never complete, you digesting what never got time and space to be digested, and in this way, disrupting the core of the frozen neural circuit so that it will never, ever fire again in the same way. The other thing that happens with this inner child work is that you learn, by way of relating to your younger self, who is likely a lot easier to have compassion for, you practice a new way of relating to your own present-day emotions. So a lot is happening in these sessions, and as you can imagine, a lot happens in the days and weeks afterwards as well, because you're actually disrupting neural circuits that have fired thousands, likely millions of times. It's a really cool time where you'll notice all kinds of changes happening. I've often mentioned to clients that it can feel like you're wearing old habits, old clothes that no longer feel like you. So now that you're familiar with the methodology of somatic emotional release, you may be feeling ready to dive into one of the many meditations I have here on YouTube. I've created some playlists to organize the meditations into emotional groups. So if you're working on, for example, processing shame, you can look for a playlist where I've got all the shame healing meditations. And if you'd like to download an audio version of any of the meditations, I've provided them also for free on my website, so be sure to check that out as well. Many people find it handy to download the audio versions to their phones so that they can use them whenever they're feeling activated or triggered. And finally, if you have any questions about the methodology, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments down below. One of the things that I absolutely love is getting to know other people's experience with my free offerings. So that's one way to give back to me if you're appreciating and benefiting from my work. If you're brand new to somatic emotional release, you may want to begin with a general one, which I've linked to right here on the screen. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.